I stepped off the plane and put my foot down on the notorious Denver airport floor, I took a deep breath in. God, I love the smell of big city air. It smells like fun opportunities and pollution. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a bit about the places and attractions I visited when I went to Denver, Colorado. My cousin and I went there on a last-minute flight for spring break last year, and I fell in love with the city. In the short 2 days we would be there, we knew we had to make it the best of it by seeing all there was to see. So the Outdoor Pavilion Shopping Center, the Botanic Gardens, specifically the Japanese exhibit, and the well-known Denver Art Museum were put at the top of our to-do list. I love Denver because of how it contrasts to small, uneventful towns like Alma when it comes to things to do for fun. I'm sure everyone in here has been to a shopping mall, but the Denver Pavilion Shopping Center is different from the rest. That's because it's an open-air mall. It's basically like it's outside. All the stores are outside. That sounds a little bit confusing, but picture the difference between going to Meijer versus Farmer's Market. This was essentially the same. All the stores are in one big general area but aren't connected to each other at all. And there are escalators that can take you to the second and third floor. These escalators and the stores up top are connected by long concrete pathways that make you feel like you're walking on a floating sidewalk almost. It was really cool. Setup drew me to the mall, and all the stores are the same as in any mall, but the fact that it was outside made the shopping trip memorable and fun. I got a lot of gifts for my friends and outfits for the rest of my trip. When you go to a city like Denver, tourists don't go there just to shop when there are fascinating attractions like the Botanic Gardens. My favorite part of the garden was mainly the Japanese exhibit, which was small but breathtaking. It was designed to make those who walk through it feel tranquil and peaceful. The backbone of this garden is formed by huge black stones called mountainite stones. I walked through evergreen forests and followed waterways that flowed throughout the entire garden. These waterways connected to one grand waterfall at the furthest side of the garden. It was all beautiful and tranquil, and it was a great experience. It made me feel at peace. I was glad I got to experience that small part of the Botanic Garden myself. Even more infamous than the Botanic Gardens, but just as rich in beauty and culture, is the Denver Art Museum. This was by far my favorite visit during my time in Denver. There were 4 floors and numerous exhibits, so there was much to see, but I really connected with the art and attractions on the first floor and the top floor. On the first floor, there was an exhibit with oil paintings made by an artist who observed black men in their day-to-day lives and painted colorful pictures about their observations. They sound simple and boring, but what the gallery represented really made it stick with me. On the top floor, there was a room that told the sad modern story of immigrant children in today's detainment centers. Raising awareness in a way different than any I'd ever seen before, I got to sit in a dark room on the same thin pads that these children in the detainment centers have to sleep on every single night. I read a book filled with lyrics of a song that played. The song told stories of these immigrant families that are being split up every single day. It made me really emotional at the time. That and everything else in the entire museum is super unforgettable for me, which I'm thankful for, because I never want to forget the amazing things that I saw there. Denver, Colorado is one of my favorite cities because there's so much more to do there than in small towns like Alma. I got to enjoy shopping at the unique Pavilion Shopping Center during my first night in town. The Japanese Gardens was a peaceful stop and a nice change of scenery where I got to enjoy being surrounded by diverse plant life. The Denver Art Museum and the parts that connected, in my mind, will never leave me. For those out there like myself that enjoy getting a noseful of that big city smell and all of the interesting attractions that it has to offer, I highly recommend booking a flight to Denver, Colorado.